We apologize for all the interruptions and confusion here. We have Louis Van Lille on for a moment from Africa.
Really?
Let's see if we can get our.
Is he appreciating? I wonder if he's all excited because it's springtime now.
We're back and we are live and we've got Facebook looks like came back on. And if Louis Van Lille is back with us, please let us know. We appreciate you giving us a shout out over here on YouTube. Oh, there we go. All right. We are back in live.
Get ready for the finger.
So hold on a second. Let me just double check on YouTube over here because we've had some issues. Hold on a second. Let's go to
Dave says when we get 1,000 subscribers, he's going to hire a full-time person to make sure this doesn't happen.
Amen and hallelujah.
All we need is 1,000. That's it. Hit the button.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Intro to Crypto Podcast Monday Night Propaganda.
I cannot do that. I appreciate that you can. I cannot do that.
I don't understand what just happened. If you caught us about 2 minutes ago, we were live and we had to shut down because some of the streaming services weren't working. My apologies to all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. Michael Cristoforo, David Lamel here. We got our new XRP t-shirts. If you like our XRP t-shirts, give us a shout out and a smash. We are proud to represent the XRP Army. And this show is all about you and why. 20 reasons why we love XRP. 20 reasons why you love XRP. And let's see if Louis Van Lille from Afrikaans. He said Africa from Africa. He's Afrikaans from Africa. Back on the show with us. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us again. It is Monday. We have little things that happen before we begin, and it completely throws me for a curveball. We try so hard to get everybody to be excited about our shows, and here we get a screw up happen. I have to shut down, turn back on, and here we are to begin. So, Michael.
Little adversity, Dave. Little adversity gives you character, Dave. We
like to, first of all, I want a big shout out to my cousin Michael, who got married this weekend. Michael and Rebecca, what an amazing weekend we had. What an amazing wedding out in Jersey.
He's not going to be watching this. He's on his honeymoon, right?
As a matter of fact, he's going to Africa for his honeymoon.
Really?
Yeah. He's going to Africa for his honeymoon on a safari, I think, some sort. I can't wait to hear all about it. They're adventure people, man. These guys are ready to rock and roll. Amazing stuff. Amazing wedding. And got to see all our cousins and our family. My son flew in, which was awesome, for a good 48-hour stint. Flew back out. As a matter of fact, last night, midnight, he gets a message from Referral Airlines that his flight was canceled. He was supposed to drive back with us to New Haven, go get on a plane, and I had to book him a flight on JetBlue out of Newark at like 1 o'clock in the morning, which he took in for this morning flight. Went back to my parents, back to Florida. Wow. So thank you guys for joining us. The Intro to Crypto Mondays. In the background, if you're watching on Instagram, you don't see it, but if you do on social media, you're seeing over here 20 reasons why we love XRP. So if you love XRP and XRP is important to you, let us know and that's what you think about it. We're going to give you some reasons why we love XRP. And if you're out there listening all over media, all over social media, all over the world, please let us know where you're coming in from, where you're coming in, what you're thinking about XRP. But let's get into it a little bit, Mike.
I said this is going to be the best episode we've ever done.
The best episode with so much tangibility about XRP and why we love it so much. And it's important for everybody to know more about XRP because it is the future of this world. And from the beginning, this is not financial advice. It's a realtor and a mortgage broker talking to you about the future of what crypto digital assets are all about, what XRP is, why it's important to learn about it, why it's the future and the next generation of what this world is going to be over the next 5 to 10 years if you don't understand it. So we're going to go into our 20 amazing reasons why XRP is important. So we all know that XRP is fast. It's speed, it's transaction speed, 3 to 5 seconds. How fast it can turn and burn faster than any major crypto. Low costs, pennies on the dollar, right?
I love that. And can I take you out of order a little bit on this thing?
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
to bring it back? because we were talking about this at the beginning of the
Yes.
show prep today, and I said my biggest reason for getting into and really embracing XRP
Yes.
was Rosie Rios. Who's Rosie Rios? Some people know, some people don't know.
As a matter of fact, if you don't know who Rosie Rios is, you need to look that up. Go on
Google it.
And
Google
Louis Van Lille, thank you for joining us back, my friend. Lekker boys. Lekker is a word in South Africa which means awesome, great night, great, nice, great Lex. Lekker boys. We're the Lekker boys. Love it. And Louis Van Lille, let me just tell you, my cousin just got married yesterday, going to Africa to go on a safari there. So thank you for joining us on the show tonight. We love having you. You're awesome. And it's so important. 20 reasons why XRP is important. And Louis, let us know why you think XRP is important too.
So he's not going to know who Rosie Rios is.
As a matter of fact, Louis, do you know who Rosie Rios is? If you don't, go on Google, please. Look up Rosie Rios.
R-I-O-S.
R-I-O-S. R-I-O-S. Rosie. R-O-S-I-E. Rios. R-I-O-S. She was the one involved in minting the American dollar. That'd be right, the way to put it?
She was the head of the Treasury.
The head of the Treasury. And the American dollar, if you look at the signature on the American dollar, her name is likely to be there.
Well, as of that changed about 5 or 6 years. I think it was the Secretary of the Treasury. So that changed about 6 or 7 years ago that she's been out. So all the new bills coming in, she's not on it, obviously. But why? Because she left, she retired, and she's now working for the board at Ripple. So for all these people that are not in America, it's not really relevant to you, but I think it's extremely relevant to you to know that somebody that signed all of our dollar bills, all of our currency, leaves and then goes to work for Ripple. I just think that's just a home run.
100%.
And
she's got to know something that she knew in advance to make her want to go to Ripple. Absolutely.
I agree.
I'm on Google looking it up. Thanks for the info. Louis, I love it, man. That's awesome. Rosie Rios, who she is, and now she's on the board of Ripple.
Yep.
Pretty amazing stuff. We got low transaction fees. As we know, less than a penny, making global transfers affordable for everyone. Scalability. XRP can handle 1,500 plus transactions per second, rivaling Visa and MasterCard, who are now getting on board with XRP and Ripple.
Yeah, they're not just rivaling them; they're going to be adopted by. That's what we're thinking.
Absolutely. When you got all the major banks jumping in, we're going to get into that also. Ripple's real-world partnerships by banks, governments, and payment providers around the world. When you have a digital currency that's being used by every bank around the world, ISO 20022, making digital assets a major player and must have in order to be able to circulate money from world to world, country to country, continent to continent, city to city.
That's got to be fully enforced by November 22nd of this year.
November 22nd.
Yeah. I think in November 22nd, 2022.
Louis over here says, Rosie Rios, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States and current board member of Ripple, has reaffirmed her support to XRP, highlighting its utility cross-border payments. You're awesome, buddy. Great job. Great look up. Thank you for posting. Love it and brilliant. And
you know what I get excited about? Here's a gentleman from South Africa who probably did not know who. Did you say South Africa?
No, I'm not sure what part of Africa. As a matter of fact, what part of Africa, Louis, are you from?
And Louis, did you know who Rosie was before?
He says that's awesome. That says a lot. Absolutely true.
Probably didn't
And
know.
Louis, what part of Africa are you from? I want to know that also. Please share with us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You have the world.
Dave's looking to stay at your house when he visits.
I would love to come visit you, my friend. Absolutely. Clarity of purpose. XRP isn't a meme coin. It's built to move money. It is not something that is very, what's the word when something gets popular? It's not a trendy coin. It's something specifically that has function and utility. That makes what XRP so important to your investment in the world of digital assets.
Yeah.
Liquidity bridge acts as a neutral asset connecting all currencies, fiat and digital. Again, what other crypto is involved in that? We know there's a couple other involved in there, like XLM and HBAR involved in this kind of thing here too, but nothing like what XRP offers with the history, the background, and the footprint that it's made, and what it's gone through over the last how many years, 13 years, to fight its fight, to be where it is today, to build its strength in the current market conditions and what's going to happen with it. He is in South Africa, West Coast. Good call. Love it.
Now, before you go back into the reading on the things, let's back off for a second and just talk about Brad Garlinghouse. He was right up there for me with Rosie Rios. Why Brad Garlinghouse? I mean, Brad's had a huge input with he was the CEO of PayPal, I believe it was.
That's right. PayPal.
So if you think about it, so PayPal, where's PayPal now and how that's been adopted around the world?
As a matter of fact, PayPal has made a huge move for the last 5 years. You know, used to be PayPal was like one of those things that they were trying to make a mark, but now PayPal is on everything. As a matter of fact, every time you try to spend money on it's credit card option or PayPal. And when you're on Facebook or on YouTube or any kind of social media platform, they pay you back in PayPal when you're making money. That's very interesting. Yeah. They don't go to your credit cards. Maybe in the future it'll be on XRP.
Yeah. So that's Brad Garlinghouse, and that's our CEO.
Yes.
So then what about the CTO? We started to give him a little send off on Friday.
David Schwartz. He was the CTO, and we have a new guy coming in. We talked about last week. Jarash, I think is his last name. Got the first name. Now taking over for David Schwartz, very possible. But David Schwartz now going to the board, retiring with XRP, but actually stepping up in a sense of hierarchy to some degree. Because Brad was even asking if he's the new boss for David Schwartz. You're going to say something? Sorry.
No. I sort of cut you off a little bit. What I wanted to say is I wanted everybody started to know, especially those that are outside of the country.
Yes.
David Schwartz was actually working for 3-letter agencies in America. Now, what's that? FBI, CIA. I believe he's ex-CIA. He was in there. So, I mean, you want to talk about somebody that was in the know, in somebody really deep in government, who's now working for Ripple. Put it on the list. So, he's
David Schwartz
definitely had three-letter. Yeah, supposedly he actually maybe have even worked on Bitcoin. He could be one of the ones working with Satoshi. So take it with a grain of salt. But you have a guy here that's got connections with
he actually started Bitcoin. There's a rumor out there about him starting Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was just him, but I'm sure he was part of the CIA potentially with whoever, and they call it, under Satoshi. Yeah.
That's a very interesting point you make. We're going back to that liquidity bridge acts as a neutral asset connecting all currencies via digital. ISO 20022 compliance it's ready for global financing, messaging upgrade that's unifying banks worldwide. We talked about that already. Yep. ISO 20022, November 22nd is the date we think it's happening on.
Yep. That's worldwide. That's worldwide.
All over the world. Decentralized yet regulated ready, designed to meet enterprise-grade standards while staying decentralized. Michael, let's talk about these centralized networks. Could you give us a little stuff on that?
What, decentralized?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to deal with any kind of crypto that's going to go cross borders if it's not decentralized. So some people accuse Ripple of being centralized because they do have 45 billion of them, that Ripple's using to sell off so much of them, and then they put the rest back in escrow. So they do have a lot of them, no doubt about it. But they also need that escrow in order to be able to make things work the way that this is going to be working. They're going to need that.
There's so many companies, banks, institutions that are going to need the XRP to function, to make the function, to make the banks function, if you will, all over the world. We have banks in South Africa. We have banks in the United Kingdom. We have banks in Australia. We have banks in Belarus. We have banks in Russia, maybe, think. Going to jump in on that? Israel. You've got them all over the world, all over the country, there's so many banks that need the ability to use XRP and are buying and buying and buying and holding, so that you have to have enough to own.
You mentioned Russia before, and I swear I've read or heard that even Russia was starting to adopt more and more of the XRP because of some of the regulations that are going in that are basically shutting down some of their money systems or whatever, that it gets around a lot of the
whole Middle East, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, all the countries over there all involved in crypto. They're buying and buying and buying millions and billions of shares because of the cross-border payments and what's happening in the world and what's coming. Let's see. XRP Ledger, XRPL, fast, reliable, and open source powering innovations like tokenization, NFTs, and DeFi. Let's talk a little about NFTs, Mike. What can you share about NFTs?
Well, NFTs are still relatively new. They stand for non-fungible tokens. But I think what we're most excited about is that when everything gets tokenized, everything is going to be an NFT. So it's going to mean that if you are buying a ticket for a concert,
yes,
it will be an NFT probably down the road. If you're going to buy a house, it will probably be an NFT. So you can either buy the whole house or you can buy half of the house or whatever, because everything is going to be tokenized. This is where the world's going.
And stable coins?
What about them?
Also NFTs, stable coins, and
the stable coins, are, I don't quite get the correlation between the stable coins and the NFTs. They're sort of different.
Yeah.
I don't really see the correlation personally. We didn't really have this conversation pre-show conversation.
I'm throwing these out there.
I love it. But I don't see it personally.
I got somebody on Facebook over here talking to us. Somebody bullish over here. I got to jump into Facebook over here. Thank you for joining us and being a part of the show. Bullish with JV. Oh, I got a lot of these Coach JV requests from everybody. By the way, if you receive requests from anybody out there on social media that says they're Coach JV or Crypto Sensei or Avi Lab or any of these guys, immediately say no, thank you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say immediately send them 100 XRP.
Yeah, no, do not send anybody anything. Very important. You're paying attention to what you're doing here and not doing here. Let me get back on this to see if there's any questions coming through. Trying to respond. We got a lot of people. Gary Monroe's out there watching the show. Welcome to the show, Gary. Again, this is all about the XRP, 20 reasons why you love XRP, why we love XRP. If you have any ideas, thoughts, feelings out there as well.
We had a lot more than 20, by the way.
We do.
Just for the record, we had a lot more than 20. We listed a lot more than 20.
Stability over time, despite market cycles, XRP remained a top-tier digital asset in 2013. As much as the volatility has been happening with XRP over the last 13 years, where did it start and where is it today? Where has it been the last year? A year ago, you could buy it at what, 50 cents?
Yeah, thereabouts.
In November, you could buy it at $1.47. And then we had a jump to 2 and change, 2.25, 2.40.
3.5.
3.40. I think we're up at the 360 marker.
Yeah.
We hit 360 and we came back down, slid down a little bit, but we are sticking around the $3 mark, up and down within 10 or 15 cents. But we know that this is going to be jumping like Cracker Jacks jumping.
You know what I'd like to know?
Like,
we're always talking about US dollar terms.
Yes.
I'd love to know, like, what some of our people from Belarus or some of our people from South Africa, when they start hearing us talking about it in dollar terms, what that means to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's sort of like if I were watching somebody from South Africa and the Rand was talking, and they were talking about the Rand, I'd just be curious to know what they think about that. Just because we're so international with this podcast and we're talking about American dollars rather than other currencies. I'm just curious if they automatically register that US dollar in the back of their minds, or if they.
I don't know even if most people in most countries think of the dollar or their currency when it comes to XRP.
I'm sure it's their currency, but because they're watching us, I'm just curious.
No, but I'm saying, I don't even think about the dollar myself when I go about XRP personally. I think about XRP is something like liquid gold, right? Like I think of it as such a value.
Then why were you given the price? You've been saying $3. You've been saying $3. So you do think about it in dollar terms.
I guess you're right. That's a good point. I do in that aspect. I do think of the dollar terms because of obviously the value. So, do they think of it? You're saying so. What you're saying to me is in their currency. Do they look at it as a wonder? As a matter of fact, if you're out there and you're watching it, wherever you are in the world, if you're from South Africa, look at our friend Lewis. And Lewis, what are you thinking over there? As far as your currency goes, what is it worth in the sense of, is it the rand you said it's called? Is that?
I believe it is.
And help us out. Okay, Lewis says, it's a live chart from the Forex Education Live. Great community for the Army. Nice to keep track. I like that.
That's cool.
So, as far as how you look at it from what perspective, what value does it show on are you using, let's say, for example, Uphold? We like Uphold a lot. Are you buying it on Gemini? Are you buying it on Kraken? Are you buying it on Coinbase? Are you buying it on crypto.com? Yeah. What platform are you buying it on? And when you look at the currency to your dollar amount, how does it show on your side? I wonder. I never thought about that.
I mean, they might use Binance.
And Lewis says, always the dollar. I like to see that. Thank you for pointing out. I wondered how.
That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I wondered how, because you brought that up, how do people look at it from that aspect?
Because it does automatically do the conversions when you're in other countries for whatever they're going to be buying and selling. That's what makes crypto. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. Cross-border payments. Yeah. ODL, on-demand liquidity. RippleNet's XRP powered payment system is used by dozens of financial institutions globally. I mean, we see it and we hear about it. We know it's happening. You got JP Morgan Chase. You got Chase. You got Santander. You got MasterCard, as you mentioned. All these banks are coming. How about walking into the bank and asking them, are you getting ready for the introduction of Ripple into the SWIFT system? Look at their facial reactions when you ask that question.
I'll bet you most of them won't.
Do they know when you're talking to the teller? Does the teller have any idea what you're saying, or do they have private meetings about this and how it's actually coming through? Because when I was in there a few months ago, as I mentioned to you before, the manager back in the back, she kind of like looked up at me and gave me that look, look like
you know what that look was? That look was probably look, and then said, we're going to block that account. We're not going to let them take any more
oh my goodness
dollars out to buy XRP.
No more trades from TD Bank into my account forever. Exactly.
God knows we've had that share. Even Brad Garlinghouse actually, they shut him down within the last couple of years.
No kidding.
Yep.
We were talking about
banks do that. American banks do that.
Our friend Frank, he was having a problem with it. He went to TD Bank. He was buying a little bit from there, and then he went to. They said they shut it down. They went back to his Capital One. He's having problems pulling money from his account to buy it. And how fast or how slow is it taking from the ability to move your XRP to your cold wallet? Which, by the way, again, there's 2 links up there. If you're looking at our social media platforms, you can find the ability to join up on Uphold. You get $20 in Bitcoin if you have not using Uphold yet. By using that link there, you will get $20 of Bitcoin. We get $20 of Bitcoin, which isn't much. It's like 0.000006 of a Bitcoin, but it's something and it's free. And we also have a link up there for the Dcent wallet. If you don't have a cold storage wallet, you need to have one and invest in one. It's so important to get your money off the platforms onto a cold wallet.
Especially now.
Because what's going to happen is things are going to freeze up. As this market starts to turn and burn in the next month or so, it's October and it's going to be crazy November. And if you don't get your money off the platforms, you may have a situation where everything freezes on you. And you don't want things to freeze because that's when you're going to have a panic attack that you never had before. So definitely get your stuff onto your Dcent wallet. Dcent wallet is great. It's biometric. It's got so many simple functions to use. Definitely recommend the Dcent wallet, as does Jake Klaver, who is from DWP, another very smart man if you haven't met him before or talked to him. Institutional confidence. Companies like Santander Bank, SBI, Tranglo, and PNC Bank all have partnered with Ripple. Not to mention, XRP now has its own credit card. Very cool credit card, by the way. Got that through Gemini. You earn 4% on your gas purchases. Now, I wonder if around the world, if you can get the XRP credit card as well through Gemini. If you do want a link for that, I can get you a link for that as well, and you'll get $50 of XRP. Pretty cool stuff. Just let me know. Send out a message to me, and I'll get that over to you. Whether it's by email or by text, I can get it over to you. And with the Gemini credit card, you get 4% on gas, you get 3% on food, 2% on grocery, and 1% on everything else. How cool is that to get free XRP?
That's awesome.
I mean,
yeah,
how great is that?
It's great. I can't wait in America. I can't wait till they potentially make it where this is not a taxable purchase. That's what I'm sort of excited. And I don't know how they can really make it taxable when they're doing these kind of rewards or whatever. Rewards are not taxable.
Right.
Right. I mean, in America right now, if you're buying something, and do you pay taxes if you get awards for an airline ticket?
I think you do. I think they charge you with airlines usually some kind of fee. Now the tax question, I'm not sure if that's a tax question or a fee. Let's if I'm going to do an airline purchase with miles, they'll charge me like $11 or $12, whatever it is, for that purchase of the airline ticket with the miles you're using. Yeah. That's a great question. I'll check that.
I was just curious because I mean, this is going to be so adopted and used in so many different ways, and how could they tax something that's going to be used to purchase other things? It just it's almost like taxing dollars or taxing gold. I just don't quite.
Do they tax gold when you buy it or sell it?
No.
How about silver?
No.
Interesting.
Not as long. It's sort of messed up. We're in Connecticut, and it's sort of messed up. Connecticut doesn't charge you taxes if you buy silver, but you have to spend at least $500 or $1,000.
Is that the minimum?
It's either $500 or $1,000, and then they won't charge you. I almost think it's usury. It's like backwards. So the poor individual that can't afford to buy it is going to have to pay the taxes, but those that can afford it don't. It's sort of messed up.
Lewis is asking a great question. He goes, what do you guys think will happen when all the ETFs go eventually?
$15.
$15. I love it. I'm in.
$15.
And by the way, with the government shutdown, I just found out that it might delay us by about 8 days, they say, with the government shutdown.
Why? The shutdown's not over yet. How do they know?
So I was listening to, was it Cypher X you sent me, or was it Cypher X, or before that I was listening to now Coach JV's guys.
Okay.
They were talking about the government shutdown is stopped the movement of ETFs converting and happening, and they say that once it starts squeezing these guys in the government where it hurts them financially, because they're all very much involved financially in the stock market, that's when they're going to start making decisions fairly quickly and getting this going. And they say once that the government shutdown is over, at that point, they say it's about 8 days after that where the ETF should come into play back in again.
Oh, really?
That was their guesstimate on that. Yeah, I thought that was interesting also.
Interesting.
So Mike says $15 once ETF hits. I would love to see it at least 13. I would love to see it in the ballpark of $18 because 13 and 18 are lucky numbers for me personally. But I love 15 because it's right in the middle too. I like that a lot. What do you think, Lewis? What do you think the ETF is going to cause XRP to go to?
Because he's in South Africa, I'm almost once again fascinated by the overseas thing, going from the American ETF thing versus South Africa. I mean, I just find it fascinating. Like, so the politics of what's happening here is being followed that close there for an ETF purpose. I find it fascinating.
Well, it's not. So I was looking again. I was talking to somebody about how many people in the world are involved in crypto, and it's funny. I just got a new number. I thought it was at 10.5%. It's back to 6.8%, maybe somewhere between 6 and 8%, 6 and 10% of the world is in crypto.
But either we had a lot of babies or a lot of people sold their crypto. Which is it, Dave?
I don't know. It was very interesting. I just looked it up the other day again. How many people in the world are involved in crypto? And I found it to be very surprising.
562 million people. According to CoinLedger, 562 million people worldwide own cryptocurrency.
What percent? Uh-huh.
Well, there's 8 billion people.
What percentage of people in the United? Oh, hold on a second. I'll set that over. So 562 million people worldwide are in cryptocurrency.
That's my new order.
What percentage of
Summer.
people in the world are involved in cryptocurrency? Interesting. I'm getting all these different numbers over here.
This is the problem with AI, guys.
Yeah, it's very true. The adoption, I had numbers in the ballpark just last night at 6.8%. And before there was a
562 million.
okay. We know there's 562 million people involved in cryptocurrency at this time. I don't know how many people in the world there are.
This is 8 billion.
Is it 8 billion? So what's the percentage of that? If you're out there looking at that. Lewis, I've been holding for 5 years, and it goes to $15. I retire. Ha ha ha. But I still won't sell. That's exactly right. Let your money work for you, Lewis. Do not sell it, because this is the time in your life where if you learn about how to use and manage your money, it's so important. And let the ability of people who are smarter than we are help us to take that crypto and let it become something where you can retire from it, from
The residual
income. And if you're involved with, let's say, for example, Jake Claver and Digital Wealth Partners, and you can let them hold on to it and earn interest on that money, whether you're earning 5% to 10%, depending what it's going for, and you think about how much money and how many pieces you have, don't tell anybody how much you own. So Lewis, never tell anybody how much you have. Obviously, you know that. But if you take that amount, knock on wood, and you let them hold on to it, and you can earn the interest, that is what it's all about. Don't sell it. I was just talking to somebody else. Again, one of my cousins, he's like, oh, if it hits this money, a dollar amount, I'm selling. Like, no, don't sell it. Hold on to it. This is your lifeline for your future, because what happens is people sell it, and then what they do is end up spending it. And they'll teach you about how to not spend it, but how to let it make money for you. If you buy something with it, it's something to make you more money.
Like Jake talks about all the time. The wealthy don't spend their assets; they live off the interest of those assets.
And they have it, and you can borrow against that XRP to make more interest and more money on your XRP.
Yeah, or use it to pay your debts. So you know what I'm saying? You can use it to buy an extra house. Well, that's a rental income. You actually borrow against your XRP, and you actually make more money off of that house that you're now renting out.
Lewis says, long hold. Yes, my friend. Long hold. Absolutely. Let's see. BlackRock and tokenization era. XRP is positioned to be part of the $1 trillion tokenized asset movement. BlackRock, the underlying, what they say that the Black Swan. They literally are the maker and the shaker of all markets, of everything.
But that's not a black swan.
Well,
a black swan is
something you don't know about, right?
Yeah, it's sort of like a crisis that pops up out of nowhere.
Well, and I say black swan, I use the analogy of the fact that nobody knows what BlackRock owns other than everything. And they make and shake the market however they want to, and they're making money. And if BlackRock is getting involved in XRP, which they at first said they weren't mentioning about, and now they're getting involved in it in the ways that is obviously to their advantage. It's going to be to the advantage of everybody out there who's involved in XRP.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Major player, and they're buying billions of it.
Yep.
Really, they're probably suppressing the market still today because of how much they're buying.
Yeah, I don't argue with you. It's these things are still not approved, so they're going to keep buying, and they're going to do it quietly.
What's the right word to use? I used the wrong word. I said black swan. What was the right word to use for them? A whale.
Well, they're definitely a whale.
They're the Moby Dick.
Yeah, they're
the Moby Dick of whales is BlackRock.
I don't argue with you there, Dave. I give it to you.
Community power. The XRP Army, loyal, informed, passionate, drives education and adoption. We talk about it. We learn together. We learn about it. We read about it. We listen. We listen and we learn. We
breathe this stuff in. We listen and we just constantly consume.
It's funny. We have
it's not just us. It's including South Africa. It's including around the world. It's got quite the community.
Lewis, I've got my whole family on and separate bags for my kids. God bless you, brother.
Wow,
You
I
are a
love it.
smart man. You know, I was at the wedding this past week and I was thinking to myself, can I give them XRP as a gift? Can you gift XRP to someone who doesn't have crypto? How does that work? Because I would love to learn how to gift crypto XRP as a gift to somebody. Instead of giving them a couple $100, give them a couple hundred shares of XRP, right? Because you know that gift is going to make them such a beautiful gift in the future,
No doubt about it.
right?
It's interesting though, the way it has to be held. They need a wallet.
They need a wallet. That's
They
the only
need a
way.
wallet. So I mean,
So
you can
buy
literally
the wallet and then give it to them, and then they have to change their own stuff on it. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, but
They should.
are they going to do? Are they? Yeah, you know,
If they're not in it. They're not in it.
It's you know, they might move in 10 years and
All right.
throw it out.
I'm going to throw this out there to my family, who
No,
doesn't.
how about registering for a wedding and putting a QR code where people can actually give you a gift from that? Now that's the way to do
You
it.
just blew my mind, Mike. What a great idea.
That's the way to do it. So they can either buy china, silverware, or give you money towards
I
crypto.
don't think anybody buys China or silver anymore as gifts.
It's
Yeah.
me. And in your day,
And my day, we also,
mine
as
too.
a matter of fact, people said to register. We didn't register for China. Like, we're going to use this dish. I like plastic and paper.
Yeah.
China. Are you kidding
yeah,
me?
I got a half set of china that I can't even buy the rest for right now. So yeah,
Oh
no,
my
total waste.
Absolutely.
I wish I had that in Bitcoin
well,
back
what a
then.
great
Holy
idea.
moly!
I love that idea. Get a QR code, put it out there for people to gift you XRP as a gift, as a wedding gift or a birthday gift.
It's better than savings bonds. When we
Better
had
than
kids,
savings bonds.
when we had kids, everybody was, oh, let me get them a savings bond, right? So all of our kids had these savings bonds. Do your kids have them too?
No,
Oh,
no
they-
savings bonds.
No savings bonds.
I actually had savings bonds given to me. I never remember cashing them out. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't even buy big bonds anymore. Wow. Ripple's legal victory in 2023. Court ruling that XRP is not a security gave it massive global legitimacy.
Boom. That's huge.
Mic drop.
Definitely on that one. Definitely.
The future of CBDCs. Dozens of countries are testing or building CBDCs using Ripple's technology on the XRPL. I mean, it's just one after the other. There's so many reasons here why XRP. I love by this QR code thing is brilliant. Brilliant. I'm gonna make that a suggestion to the family group chat. We have a family group chat, and it's gonna say in that group chat is, if you want a gift from me from now on, it's gonna be an XRP. Go get yourself an XRP wallet, get a QR code, and be prepared for a gift from our family to
I
yours.
love it. I love it. I think that's awesome. I think that would be a great gift.
It'll force people
Yep.
to learn and have something that they don't know about what right now is. And as a matter of fact, if you're out there listening and you think that's a great idea, let's hear from you. Love it.
I love it.
And our last one on this list, and there's many more to talk about, the vision of global bridge currency. XRP is built to be the digital glue connecting every financial system on Earth. That's what it is. It is the glue to the digital system on Earth. On Earth.
I mean, just think for a second here. You're talking to.
We have our friend Chris over here up on the show. You want to jump in there first?
I was just going to say, I mean, how cool of an asset to think that we're talking to people from around the world and we're all talking about the same asset that we can all buy in all these different countries or states that we're talking to.
Yes.
And they can do it instantaneously. I mean, just it's mind-boggling to even think about it.
It really is.
Honest with you.
It is mind-boggling, because where else in the world and what else you're talking about that connects us all together like that,
Yep.
and the opportunity to grow together.
Yep.
Chris says Uphold added a feature where you can give someone crypto. They have to open an account to receive it. Chris, perfect timing, my friend. Perfect timing on what you just said. And this all the more reason for someone to open up an Uphold account, for example. Again, we like Uphold a lot. Jay Claver talks about Uphold. Mikkel talks about Uphold. because of the level of security, it is the first U.S. platform to hold XRP, did not leave XRP during the lawsuit, and I believe holds the most XRP of all platforms out there to buy XRP from. That's the rumor.
I don't argue with it.
Are we
I
buying
don't
the
argue.
rumor?
Huh?
Are we buying the rumor?
I will, if you say it, I'll buy it.
Chris, that was a great point, my friend. That was fantastic information. So, in the future, if you want a gift from Mike and you're part of the family, throw out the QR code to get your gift for XRP. And that's the way it's going to be.
I mean, just think for a second. I mean, if you're going to a birthday party
Yes.
and let's just say, for example, you give $50. You can give $50 that's going to go into a bank account that's going to earn 1% on their money.
No,
at
it's not
most.
it's not going to go to the bank. It's going to get burned.
Most likely, but if it, I mean, just think for a second. I mean, still, $50 still, divided by, that gets you almost 20 XRP, 15 to 20 XRP.
Yeah.
Imagine if it goes to $1,000.
Imagine if it goes to $100.
Yeah,
What you just gave them.
$1,500 at $100.
What a gift that would be. Oh my God, that's the greatest gift ever. As a matter of fact, let's say from now on from our kids, I'm going to make sure the QR code for our family. QR code will be available for you if you want to send any gifts to my daughter Drew or my son Daniel. My son Daniel's probably listening to the show too if he's not watching right now. This is the greatest gift you can give in the world is a future. Give them the gift of opportunity for the future, whether it's going to be for them to pay for college, buy their first car, buy their first house, have the ability to travel.
I think that, not for nothing, but I'm thinking like Hallmark. There should be a way that you should be able to actually send a card that you can actually make through the Hallmark channel, and actually,
there's platforms you can make. You don't have to use Hallmark, but there are companies out there where you can create a greeting card or a love card or a birthday card. You put your picture on it, and inside the card you can put the QR code. That would be a brilliant move. Awesome. There was a company I worked with. I forget the name of the company now, and there are many card companies out there. Listen, as a realtor and as a mortgage broker, we send out cards to our clients every so often. And in that card, you can personalize. You can take a picture of the house, picture yourself, and holding the keys in that card, saying congratulations, just thinking about you. But imagine in that gift of that card is a QR code for XRP. Except they have to have their own digital code. They have to have their QR code.
Right. Well, they have to want it.
They have to want it.
That's the bottom line. If you're not willing to turn around and set up an account
yes,
on Uphold, which only takes 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
If you're not willing to set that up, and I understand, yes, some people are not going to understand how to work it, but if you're not willing to put a little bit of effort in, you deserve.
There's so many places you can learn how to do it. I mean, let me tell you, Uphold was very easy to set up. It's step by step. It's going to take your identification. It's going to ask you a lot of questions to make sure you know who you are, your phone number, your email address, your address, your license. That's a picture. I think you have to have a license. As a matter of fact, you have to be at least 17 years of age to have 18 years of age to have an Uphold account.
Not on a Dcent.
That's a good point.
Not on a Dcent.
Anybody can run a Dcent wallet.
So for now, I'm not saying that down the road the regulations won't kick in, but as of right now, they're not looking for that. That is something they are talking about, is that they don't like the fact that all those wallets are out there and
I think
they're not named per se.
Speaking of that, tomorrow is my wife's 50th birthday. We call it 29.
Oh, she's going to love the
she
fact that
is beautiful upon beautiful, sweet upon sweet, the best wife in the world. Amazing mother, amazing wife. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm so thankful for her.
I'm glad she's not watching.
No, but you know what? It's important to make sure I give her a big shout out to my wife, Valerie. 50 tomorrow, looking like 29, beautiful as ever, sweet as ever. And, I asked her what she wants for her birthday. I think I'm going to do like the XRP and get her a QR code and the whole thing for her. As a matter of fact, maybe we'll put one out there for her, for other people to send her that XRP. That would be a good idea.
That'd be funny.
Right? So we're going to create an XRP.
We'll find a way to double your bag, Dave. We'll find some way to double your bag. Don't worry about it. We'll say that it's for her, but we know it's good.
It's good. Maybe she'll get excited by she'll see the coins jumping in her bag. I think that'll make it. If you had a QR code and you were able to see people giving you XRP as a gift, would that make you happy?
And just for the record, It's on the public chain. So whoever actually has that, takes that QR code, they can't get your XRP, but it's on the blockchain, and they can put that in and see on the blockchain how many XRP are in that wallet.
No kidding.
Yeah, we've gone through this through XRP scans several times.
You know, hold on, I forgot about the fact that people can see how many you have in your thing there. Well, they wouldn't really.
Yeah, but she's going to start it to 0. It doesn't matter once she pulls everything out of that. If she got it to 1,000 XRP,
yes, and then puts on her cold wallet,
and then moves it somewhere else that nobody knows what's there.
But
it's not like you got to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, she's collected 5,000 XRP over the last 10 years."
So now I got to get my wife a cold wallet off. I got to order another Dcent off my wife. That's what's going to happen.
There you go.
All right, everybody. It's
All right.
Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of our lives every week. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, this is not financial advice. A realtor and a mortgage broker, in case you ever want to buy a house or get a mortgage or refinance or something along those lines, we'd love to take care of you as well. David Lamel, Michael Cristoforo, thank you for joining us here on a Monday show. I want to wish you a wonderful week, and we'll see you on Friday.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a great
around the world.